Okay, here he is, Irwin, twice a winner of this, a special invitee this year. Did not otherwise qualify, but he's here and could win it. There's Nicklaus and Ian Woosnam still fighting it out. Scott Simpson for a birdie at the second hole, led this championship until late yesterday. The now dreaded 17th hole caught up with him. If you weren't with us yesterday, he had a triple bogey on that par 3, of which you will see a lot today. It could be decided right there on par 3, 17th. Simpson 2 over on today's round. It's trickling away. Our first look at Jose Maria Olazabal of Spain, 24 years old. Player of the future in Europe, perhaps in the world, some think.
Yeah, well, he's playing with Larry Mize. Both of them are 5 under par. Level par for today.
On the par 3 hole.
You see the wind whipping through the branches of the trees behind them there. So right into the wind. This is a good long iron. Just get it on the, pick the spot in the middle of the green and really drill one in there. He's gone right at it.
Okay, just off the back.
Up against the fringe. How many shots we've seen just finish up against the fringe around the greens? That sort of thick collar just leaves an awkward little shot.
With the wind up just outside the Windy City, Medinah is Medinah today, and should become more so. Larry Mize got it to 6 under, back to 5 now.
There's still umpteen players in with a shout, though, Jim. It's quite extraordinary how many are bunched together.
Chap looks like he's headed for the beach. I know.
The fish and chip shop. Keep off the chips.
Yeah.
Well, between them they got the distance right. One a little too far, one a little too short. Both would be happy to settle for 3s and move away.
We'll be seeing a lot of that sort of thing with the wind from here on.
That's why Greg Norman's in such a good position. He's way ahead of them all.
Clark Brooks trying to get to 6 under, which would put him in a tie for 4th with Faldo, Irwin, and Tim Simpson.
Best putt you could have straight up the hill. The wind's a little disconcerting. It's really gusting at the top of the hill here.
Don't want to grip that club too tight, do you, Peter?
No, but it's got to be just firm enough. All those magic putters, all shapes and sizes and colors and materials, and does it work? No.
Oh. Not this time.
No.
A little fast, maybe.
Peter, you mentioned that Larry Nelson had lost a couple of shots. He 3-putted from 2 feet at the 4th hole for double bogey, but recouped one of them here.
Oh, well done.
So Larry dropped back to 4 under, now is at 5. And that's the par for Mark Brooks. 5 holes to go for Greg Norman. He's on 14. This is a par 5 hole, 545 yards, and it looks like he's going to try to get home in 2. He's waiting.
Well, I think he's got to go for broke now. I mean, if he hit a good drive on the fairway, the worst thing that can happen is he goes in the one of the bunkers. But he's got a long iron. Depends where the wind is here. I mean, if the wind's behind, what is this hole? It's
14.
545, 545 yards.
Think he could be going for it with an iron?
Well, he's got a long. There's no point in taking. It looks like a 1 iron. If he's laying up, I would have thought he would have been using about a 5 iron. Because if the wind's helping him, he'll bust this sky higher. Looks to be a pretty long shafted club. No, I think he just pushed that up the right. I think perhaps he was undecided.
Yeah, yep.
No, that ended up doing a nothing shot. He might just as well have taken his wood and ripped it.
Now his charge may be arrested unless he can figure out a shot from there. Faldo on the 9th. The blue marker there is the 200-yard mark.
That's to the center of the green, Jim. The pin's back today, so he has maybe a little over 200 to the hole.
All right, Ed.
The wind is really coming across here hard from his right. But as I mentioned on the last hole, he has hit virtually every shot as solidly as he could do it. I mean, he has really been on the button today.
How hot is it out there, Ed? Is this going to drain these players by 18, or is the wind helping them?
Well, it is warm today. I think just as warm as the other days, but there's quite a breeze today, and much more comfortable, I would say.
Good. Well, he's on. 5th hole now, the leader, Mike Donald, leading by 2.
That's just a little knockdown wedge from 101 yards playing into a stiff breeze. That ball should spin back.
Third shot. No, it didn't. Third shot on the par 5 then.
Here's the 5th. Nice par 5 again. You see the feature of the trees and that little kink there in the fairways where the rough and the trees just come in underneath us now. Bunker on the right, another bunker up the fairway that catches most of the poor old members. And up to the green, slightly raised bunkers facing you left and right. The greens on the whole are sort of medium to large size. There's a fairly good variation of size of greens. 3 eagles, that's all that's been that's all we've managed to do on this hole during the week so far. 4 double bogeys.
Billy Ray Brown.
From 50 yards, little flip sand wedge. Looks great.
And yes. Oh, so he could pick up one here to move within a shot of Donald, unless Donald's going to hole a very long one.
I think he's starting to relax now. He told me he felt like throwing up when he was on the putting green earlier today, but he's finally starting to laugh and relax a little bit.
Very pleasant guy, Billy Ray Brown. Now, Norman here.
Well, the good thing from Greg's point of view is this is a par 5. Is he hit his drive on the fairway and then just played a poor second, perhaps undecided as to what to do, tried to be betwixt and between. I think Greg's at his best when he's firing on all cylinders. And there he just poked it up. It looks as if
Looks like
he might be
they
hitting
just
long.
Have a line at that flag.
Yeah, I think he might get it on the green. I mean, the great thing here is he mustn't take 6. He's 7 under, tied for second, 2 behind Mike Donald at the moment. If he can just bump this out and get it on the green, so get away with no worse than a 5.
Found the bunker.
Yeah, just pitched it.
But the way these fellows play the bunkers, as we've said, he might well get up and down for a 5.
Yeah, and that's the part of his game that he's improved dramatically. 14th, easy over that water. Jim, it's a formidable carry, isn't it, for the old club player?
Yes, indeed.
No bunkers on the right. But again, the trees bordering the edge of the fairway, and you can see how it sort of wriggles snake-like down between the trees. That bunker front right there, some 50 or 60 yards short of the green when the wind's against, could perhaps come into play if the wind was hard against. And you see no way of running the ball onto the green here with all those bunkers in front of the green. Got to carry it on.
Donald with this long putt on the 5th.
Very difficult downhill putt. Going to be fast. Wind's right behind him. Should help the ball to the hole from there. Well, he just misread it, but he had the right speed.
He's himself a bit of a one for a par. Par 5, 7th hole. This is the third shot of Curtis Strange, the 7th, 581 yards long.
He laid up on the left-hand side of the fairway, which is perfect. The pin is back right today.
Where's the wind out there on this hole?
It's coming right downwind.
Oh, yeah.
Just a wedge.
Strange still 4 shots out. Now, Greg Norman, 4th shot on the par 5.
That sand appeared to be quite wet. Well, obviously it rained a lot last night. I was saying the other day that these bunkers aren't my particular favorites, but that looked very wet and not an awful lot of depth to the sand. There may be a lot of sand there, but it's compacted. And, well, you saw exactly what happened. They just went in a bit steep.
My tutor, Dave Marr, tells me that in wet sand, you really don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, he's a wise old coot, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Birdie for Billy Ray Brown. Will it be? Yes.
Yeah, he looks very cool and
Billy
calm.
Ray Brown goes to 8 under, 1 shot behind his fellow competitor of the day, Mike Donald. He edges a stroke ahead of Greg Norman, but Norman needs that putt from off the edge for a par. Now this, Mike Donald for the par, just before Billy Ray Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, he has not shaken so far.
No, he hasn't.
Remains 9 under, 2 under for the day. Now Norman. To chip. Oh, now he still has another.
It may all go right here on a hole with his power, par 5. He's got his tee shot on the fairway, and then just one errant shot. He's got to hold this now to stop total disaster creeping in on him.
Did you think he might have used a putter there from just off the edge?
When you can't see the light, and also you don't know what's going through the player's mind, how he sees it.
Right in the same spot again.
Ball's drifting a little bit right. Needs to get back to the left and caught the rough.
You heard Billy Ray say right in the same spot again.
He's just holding on to it just a little bit. Needs to stand up there and release the club. A little bit tight.
Here's our leader. You know, when people say the unknowns or the relatively unknowns can't keep going, I'm reminded of the time at the White City Stadium in London when a Russian athlete called Vladimir Kutz came over. And it was the days of Chris Brasher and Chris Chataway, who were our middle distance champions. And this Russian fella set off, and he was miles ahead, you know, and the commentators still kept saying, well, the real race is going on, but he can't keep going. And he did. And will this man be will he do a Kutz on us? Will he keep going?
That one's down the left side. Oh, just caught the shortcut rough, but won't be too much problem from there.
Chris Brasher, later a BBC commentator. Is he still doing that?
Yes,
he used to do mountain climbs and things like
all that stuff. But the point is that, you know, people sort of said, well, you never know what's going to happen. Everyone has to start somewhere, and this could be the day for them.
Curtis Strange. Okay. Good enough.
Well, he'll be
putt.
a little disenchanted with that one.
Hale Irwin for a birdie at the 14th hole. This would tie him for third. And so it does. Hale Irwin getting it to 7 under, 2 shots out of the lead. He is 4 under for the day after earlier rounds of 69, 70, and 74. The must putt for Greg Norman.
For a 6, though.
Yeah, I know. As you said, a 7 would about do it.
Got it.
He got it. Yep. So he just loses 1 stroke to par, drops back to 6 under. It's not over. He has 4 holes to
No,
play.
but that hurt.